Today I'm going to be talking about the cell discovery and the cell theory. For centuries, scientists had no idea that the human body consists of trillions of cells. Cells are so small that their existence was unknown before the invention of microscope. So before microscopes were invented, no one knew about cells. No one knew that they even existed or that they are the unit of all living organisms, and that without these cells they would die because they were so small that nobody could see them without a microscope. In 1665, an English scientist named Robert Hooke made a simple microscope and looked at a piece of cork, which is the dead cells of oak. Hooke observed small box shaped structures that he decided to call celluli, which means small rooms in Latin, because the box like cells of rock reminded him of the cells in which monks live at a monastery. It is from Hooke's work that we have the term cell. A cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. During the late 1600s, other scientists like the Dutch scientist Anton van Leeuwenhoek designed their own microscopes. He designed his own microscope after he was inspired by a book written by Robert. But to his surprise, he saw living organisms in pond water, milk, and various other substances. The work of these scientists and others led to new branches of science and many new exciting discoveries. This part means that not only Robert Hooke was the only one who saw cells, but also other scientists saw cells, which furthermore verifies the theory of Robert Hooke. Now, on to our next topic, which is the cell theory. Scientists continued observing the living microscopic world using glass lenses or microscopes. In 1838, German scientist named Matthias carefully studied plant tissues and concluded that all plants are composed of cells. A year later, another German scientist named Theodor reported that animal tissues also consisted of individual cells. So now they knew that animals and plants have individual cells. And it was proposed in 1855 that all cells are produced from the division of existing cells. The observations and conclusions of these scientists and others are summarized as the cell theory. The cell theory is one of the fundamental ideas of modern biology and includes the following three principles. The first one is all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The second one is cells are the basic unit of structure and organization of all living organisms. The third one is cells arise only from previously existing cells, with cells passing copies of their genetic material onto their daughter cells. To begin the explaining, let's start with the main idea or the first idea, which is all living organisms are composed of one or more cells. This idea means that every living organism has cells in it. No living organism doesn't have cells. If it doesn't, then it's a non-living organism. The second idea is cells are the basic unit of structure and organization of all living organisms, which means that every organism doesn't have only one cell. It has multiple cells, and each cell has its unique function. It's like chess pieces. If you lose a piece or you lose an important piece that plays an important role, you are in a disadvantage, and that's the same that happens in the body. When it loses these cells, these unique functions are not done, which causes harm to the body and might even kill the body. The last idea is that cells arise only from previously existing cells, with cells passing copies of their genetic material onto their daughter cells. Cells use mitosis to divide. As you can see here, mitosis is a process where a single cell divides into two identical daughter cells. The major purpose of mitosis is for growth and to replace worn out cells or dead cells. While mitosis is happening, certain genetic materials are passed on from cell to another, so it can function its precise and unique function and keep the body alive and healthy. And that is it for the cell discovery and the cell theory. Thank you.